Monday. You got to have some rings in your trunk to know what that song is, or at least to have listened to it on the radio live. Hi, Thomas Miller on the Fun Astrology Podcast. Glad you're here to start a new week, a week where Saturn is now out of retrograde and back direct. So we've peeled two out now, and they happen to be the big two, Saturn and Pluto. Remember those two back from January 2020, the two that got all this started? Well, they are both direct, and of course the from retrograde to direct schedule takes another big turn a week from today when Jupiter and then Mercury turn direct. Now, that will only be if you're on the same day if you are in the Eastern or Central time zones in the U.S., because Jupiter turns direct at like 1:30 in the morning. So 12:30 Central Time. If you're in Mountain Time, it's going to happen on the 17th. You get it a day early. Now, it'll be right on either side of midnight on Sunday night next week. Mercury follows just before noon on that Monday. We'll talk about that, of course, as it gets closer. And then we'll have everybody out of retrograde until December. We're keeping all of this updated on the funastrology.com website. Brittany has been a tremendous asset to help me keep all of this information daily and current, along with the transcriptions. So if you just scroll down a little ways, you'll see a chart, and there are all the dates. So we'll keep that going. Neptune is the one that turns direct on December 1st. And I'm kind of thinking, let sleeping dogs lie, because Neptune rules viruses. So it's kind of a good thing that we don't have that domino right in line with Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter. Now, I went back, and I'm looking right now. My eyes are on the chart of when Saturn turned direct. Where I'm located, it was at 10:18 last night. Thought it would be good to spend a few minutes talking about the conditions under which Saturn turned direct. So first of all, it's in Aquarius at 6 degrees, 52 minutes. Jupiter's still pretty far away. Jupiter's over at 22 degrees Aquarius. So when Jupiter turns direct next Monday, it's going to gather up a head of steam, and then it's right at the end of December when it ingresses into Pisces to stay. So Saturn, for one, the thing that just jumps off the chart to me is that it's in a trine with the North Node and a sextile to the South Node. So when Lord Karma wakes up from his hibernation nap, he's going to be having an eye on both the North and South Node. In other words, saying, come on, team, let's get some karmic business underway. So we can expect whatever is happening, whatever is unfolding, I think will be a long karmic alignment. So Saturn will just get right back into business, doing what it does, and North and South Node in tow. The other thing that's interesting that I had to look at for a few minutes and kind of think, is the moon is in Sagittarius, or was in Sagittarius at 21 degrees in an exact degree square. They were only 2 minutes apart from each other, Neptune and Pisces. So you've got Saturn turning direct with the moon in Sagittarius, Jupiter's sign, squaring Neptune and Pisces. Now, just to be clear, this is another aspect in the chart not related to Saturn. These two are not connected. Saturn is not aspected to Neptune. It's not aspected to the moon. So we're talking about independent things here. But I just wonder what that Sagittarian, Jupiterian influence on the moon, squaring, getting a little scratchy with Neptune, under the shadow of Saturn, saying, come on, let's get back to karmic business. The moon is waxing. Full moon will be on the 20th. So I don't know. There's something there. I'm tucking it away. I'm not putting my finger on exactly what it might be just at the moment, but I think that's the one thing of the aspect. Other than, Saturn getting back to karmic business, that's no surprise. But I think the one thing is we might keep an eye on this moon and how it relates to Neptune. Neptune, of course, does rule viruses. So let's just see if something comes up. Tuck it away. Tuck it under the brim of your hat. We'll pull it out if we need it, okay? Now, speaking of the moon in Sagittarius, it is void of course. That started at 12:30 this morning Eastern Time, moves into Capricorn at 1:14 this afternoon. So we have a bit of a longer void of course moon. The other aspect that popped up on today's chart that I think is one, again, to tuck under the brim of our hat, there's a lot of energy around this stellium in Libra. That's the Sun, Mars, and Mercury in retrograde. And, of course, we've talked about grumpy Sun, grumpy Mars, Mercury in retrograde, and now they are quincunx to Uranus in Taurus. Whenever I see that, I'm thinking that we still have some economic stuff ahead with the third, what will be the third square to Saturn with Uranus coming up in December. So anything, when Uranus flares off any kind of aspect, I just perk up and take a look. Because what's on the other end of that quincunx from Uranus are three kind of grumpy planets. So whenever you put Uranus in a conflicting or scratchy aspect with Mercury in retrograde, you might just be open to some surprises. So if something jumps out of the box over the next couple of days, well, we'll come back and remember that quincunx. We have a couple of lighter days coming up into the rest of this week, into the mid part of the week, so I have some great listener questions, and if you would like to put one on the speak pipe, just go to the funastrology.com website. It's up on the upper left-hand corner in the orange box, and you don't have to leave your name. Just do it anonymously if you so choose. But we'll get to those probably over the next couple of days because I got some really good ones, so we'll dig into some fun stuff astrologically on questions. Have a great Monday. See you tomorrow. Bye.